All right, Undrafted viewers, welcome to the U. Today we're talking about some hoops and the NBA All-Star break. So I want to start it off with the celebrity game. We already talked previously, DK Metcalf had a great game, but I want to talk about The Miz almost hitting a half-court heave to tie the game. Sadly, it was shortly after the buzzer, but I loved The Miz when I was a kid, so this was a great moment for me. I know Kyle feels the same. We used to be WWE fans, so I don't know if you guys watched, but I thought that was an awesome moment. Such an obscure person to hit that shot, too. So I just thought that was funny. Any thoughts about that?
I thought it was awesome because we were watching it together, and I was like, who the hell was that? And because I was kind of not watching, I was on my phone a little bit, and Dakota was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Who the hell was that?" He was like funky as hell, getting it up to. And he was like, "That was The Miz." I haven't heard about The Miz in a decade. I just think that is amazing that The Miz hits that shot.
I thought that was awesome. I think the celebrity game is like such a great idea. I think other sports should incorporate that. Like imagine seeing like Snoop Dogg like playing hockey or something. That'd be so funny. I just think that was a great idea. It's made some great moments and some great clips. All right, so keep it rolling. Go to the three-point contest. Damian Lillard wins. Some other things about it. Julius Randle disappoints heavily to the point that his son was crying in the stands.
Dude.
Honestly, Knicks took a huge L this weekend, but we'll get to that later.
I was laughing watching that. Julius Randle, that was ugly.
That was bad. If they let him like maybe jab step 6 times and then shoot it, he might have done a little better. But not his type of contest. He was a fill-in, so it's all good. What do you have anything to say?
Nah, I don't really got too much to say on it. But did anyone see like Jayson Tatum like fake shot?
Dude is just a baller. He has imaginary defenders flying by him. Julius Randle not known as a three-point shooter really, so even crazy he was in this contest.
No, I mean good for him for doing it, but
yeah, dude, his son was crying in this stand.
He pulls threes though, and he hits them
in the three-point contest.
He should not be in the three-point.
I agree with that, but the three-pointer is a part of his game.
Yeah, no, totally, but he's not a known three-point shooter.
Yes, but he is a respected three-point shooter.
Yeah, they guard him.
They guard him out on three.
He's a nice midi too. He is a good shooter.
Which enhances his game a lot because if people are coming out to contest your shots, it's easier to drive on him, and he's got both.
Yeah, and I mean early in his career that was his fault, is he had no jump shot, so people sagged off of him. So, you know, give the flowers to him. He's a great player. I actually love Julius Randle, but that was not a good moment.
It was
for
definitely
him. Not a good moment. Going into the dunk contest, this is definitely the most hype event of the weekend because the All-Star game definitely wasn't. McClung brings some energy back to the dunk contest that we've been missing since the Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon days. I mean, I think he had all 50s besides one. That was a 49.8. So he had a great time. Didn't miss a single dunk. Trey Murphy of the Pelicans also didn't miss a dunk. He put on a great show. Anything you guys want to say about that?
No, I mean it's just I don't know. I always love the dunk contest, so it was great to see that. And McClung, he's a little white guy, so it's so awesome to see him just throwing it down. Like that's awesome.
I think everyone wanted him to win too. I think the general public wanted him to win. He was a G League player.
Yeah, exactly. A G Leaguer coming in and doing that. That's crazy.
You want to say something about the dunk contest?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought the dunk contest was amazing. McClung literally showed out like it was like his high school mixtape again.
Wore the jersey too.
That was
awesome.
I mean, he was throwing down some crazy dunks. The first one, he jumped over someone, tapped the backboard, dunked it, then did a 720 dunk. Like, oh my god,
that was crazy. That was definitely.
He brought some life to the All-Star weekend, and I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah,
McClung revived the dunk contest. I haven't been that interested in a dunk contest in so long. I heard he was going to be in it. I got super hyped he was going to be in it. Went off in it. Was hitting everything. And all those dunks, first try too. First attempt, everything. Almost perfect 50s. I'm taller than him. Nuts. He's jumping over 2 people, hitting off the backboard, backwards dunking it. Crazy. Good for him. In his career, he has made $106,000 off of basketball. The dunk contest, he won $100,000. So now his net earnings is $206,000. That doubled his career earnings. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. So one thing I did want to talk about is the dunk contest overall. They need to change something about it because at the end of the day, we love a McClung story, but that happens once every couple of years. We need stars backing it.
Yeah,
Back in the 80s, you had Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins. That's going to the 2000s, but yeah, Vince Carter. You had Kobe Bryant. You had these huge names that were in it that attracted people, on top of it being, I think, the coolest part of All-Star Weekend. The dunk contest is always awesome.
I like the 3-point contest.
3-point's cool, but I mean, the dunk contest, I feel like, that's what started Jordan off with.
It's marketable too.
So marketable.
Yeah.
It's I think it's one of the greatest things in sports is the dunk contest. So they need to figure something out. Get Ja Morant in it. Get Zion in it.
Get Ja in it.
Get
oh my
Ja
God,
in it.
that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a shame. I wish that Levine would do it again because he is crazy.
It's like it's cool to not try in those types of things anymore, like the All-Star games and the competitions like that. Like,
that's actually our next
so
point. That's our next point. Does anyone want to say anything else about the dunk contest? So the All-Star game, I thought was absolutely awful. I didn't think it was a good show.
It always is, unfortunately, for like almost every sport now.
Yeah.
Every sport, yeah.
It just sucks. I mean, obviously no one wants to get hurt, and even though no one wants to get hurt, someone did get hurt, a very big name. But I remember I started watching basketball when I was in 3rd grade, mid-2000s. They would play real basketball in the 4th quarter. When it got close, Kobe Bryant would play defense. LeBron would play defense. D. Wade would play defense. All these guys still, had respect for themselves and still had pride. And all of that has just seemed to go away, and I don't like that. A clip about Kobe Bryant talking about it a couple years ago just has resurfaced, and he's just like, the All-Star game is supposed to be the greatest pickup basketball game in the world, and it's just turned into
terrible.
Nothing. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I mean, Damian Lillard shooting half-court threes, that's awesome, but play some basketball. Come on.
Tatum hitting a shot over Jaylen Brown was pretty cool.
That was a cool moment, and they were both trying in that moment because they had their pride on the line, and I think
they weren't even trying that.
On the 2 possessions they were.
Yeah.
No, Tatum didn't contest him. He was like this. He got down more and was covering him enough immediately. But when Brown hit a step back, Tatum didn't follow him out.
I thought he blocked it.
No.
I was going to say, Jaylen Brown was definitely playing defense because I think he wanted to be people think this is my big bro on the team. I'm good too. Yeah. And he was trying on Tatum, but Tatum was going off. And Tatum actually breaks Anthony Davis's record for points in an All-Star game. Absolutely crazy. He now has 50 points in a playoff game, regular season game, and an All-Star game, which has never been done before. So, Jayson Tatum, kudos to you. Great player for many years to come. Anything you guys want to say about Jayson Tatum?
And a play-in game, too.
Oh, and a play-in. Yeah, sorry. That's all of those. But yeah, anything
cool.
you guys want to say about Tatum?
Much deserved MVP for that, obviously, for the All-Star game. I mean, nothing else to say. Breaks the record, lights out. I mean, nothing really else to talk about.
I just want to say one thing. I feel like when you're comparing players, you shouldn't even bring up the NBA All-Star MVP anymore. It has become so diluted. It's whoever tries the hardest out of a bunch of dudes who aren't trying at all. It doesn't matter. And that's an acclimate that many people bring up when comparing players, and that should not be included anymore.
Because in the 90s, it used to mean something.
It used to mean something.
When Jordan was winning All-Star MVP over and over again, it meant something.
Yeah, but it's so diluted. It doesn't mean anything anymore, and it's still used as a means for comparison. And it shouldn't be.
Even 10 years ago, it meant something. People would try, and all of that has just escaped the All-Star weekend completely. So, just recapping, both captains for the Team LeBron, who was obviously he was 5-0 in All-Star games. He takes his first loss, but also gets hurt in the All-Star game trying to block a shot. Absolutely ridiculous. Seems like the Lakers cannot catch a break with anything lately.
It's always something with LeBron.
Yeah, Giannis, obviously, he had an injury going in. Just got x-rays today. Nothing serious. Prayers up to him. Good. I'm so happy for him. But yeah, I mean, kind of sucks. Team LeBron, Team Giannis, and none of them are playing. So, kind of sucked. So yeah, some storylines going to the second half of the season. Do you guys think the new look Suns will reign supreme in the West? Suns are middle of the standings in the West. What are you guys thinking about the Suns? You're very adamant about this. You go first.
I don't think that the Suns are gonna make it to the NBA Finals. I don't think that they're gonna be the 1 seed out of the West. I think that they'll make a far run in the playoffs, but I don't see them being champions this year. I don't see them being champions any year.
All right. So one thing I remember you saying from the previous podcast is that you don't think the Suns could beat the Warriors. The Warriors right now aren't in the playoffs.
I don't think it. I think that if Kevin Durant is the best player on your team, you're not winning a championship.
Okay. What do you think about that?
I mean, off of what Conk said, I think the Suns obviously don't make it at first out of the West either. I think the Nuggets are just running it right now. I think they obviously end up like top 5. I think they could give the Grizzlies some run for their money at the end of the series, and even like the teams like the Nuggets. But I don't know. I think that there's a lot of pieces there. They got rid of like half their depth. DeAndre Ayton's literally a baby. Kevin Durant, if he could stay healthy, obviously, that has obviously a lot of attention towards
top 5 player in the league, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe even top 2.
I want to piggyback off what you're saying. Give Jokic some damn respect, dude. He is the greatest player in the world right now. He has the Nuggets as the 1 seed, like on top of the West, with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon as his only people who are helping him out.
We're getting to that later. We're getting to that later. I wanted to talk about Jokic because I feel the same exact way. Anything you want to say about the Suns, you can make it quick.
I think they finish 2-3 in the West. If everyone stays healthy, I think they finish very high in the West. And
very big if on that, though. That team is very injury prone.
Yep.
So. Okay.
And defense might be an issue, especially going into the playoffs.
Who cares when you're scoring 140 points? So that's how I feel.
I don't care about the regular season. They have Chris Paul and they have Kevin Durant. They're not winning a championship.
Okay.
So have a great regular season. Have your fun. It's going to mean nothing.
All right, so another storyline that I'm actually pretty invested into is the Lakers. Can they make the playoffs? 23 games left in the season. They're the 13th seed, 3 games behind the 8th seed and 9th seed, which are the play-ins, Obviously, new-look Lakers. You got D'Lo, our boy. You got Rui Hachimura. You got Jared Vanderbilt, and you got Malik Beasley. The team doesn't look that bad on paper. LeBron goes down with an injury in an all-star game. Absolutely crazy. Do you think the Lakers can make the playoffs, yes or no?
Yes, I think that the Lakers can definitely make the playoffs. At minimum, the get-in game. I think they'll even win the get-in series and make the playoffs. D'Lo has sparked LA back up again. He loves being there. I love seeing him there. I love seeing D'Lo happy, balling out. He is what, if you asked me 2 weeks ago, no. If you're asking me now, yes. Because of D'Lo. D'Lo sparks that team.
I love that answer. I love D'Angelo Russell, and I pretty much agree with every point you just made. He's given them new energy. He's a great playmaker. They've been looking for that. Westbrook obviously wasn't that for them, and adds shooting to the roster. Finally, everyone, literally my dead grandma knows they needed shooting, so I don't know why it took them so long, but thank God it happened. Anything you want to say about the Lakers? Will they make the playoffs?
I don't know if you guys saw, but LeBron said something the other day that these last few games are the most important regular season games of his career, and I completely agree. I mean, LeBron's getting old. He obviously went to LA for a chip.
Multiple chips. He wanted multiple chips.
Yeah, and I want to see how they do. I mean, if LeBron's healthy, I think he's going to obviously, do the whole LeBron effect and, hopefully win him a championship. But as of right now, it's not looking too good. Obviously, the trades helped. I mean, we'll see, but I don't know. You got to start winning games. That's all that matters.
End of the day. And you really can't mess up as the Lakers right now. You got to be almost damn near perfect the second half of the season.
And I'm going to say they miss. They have, a lot of teams to jump over, or not to jump over, but they got a lot of work to do. The West just got stacked.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to make it. I think that the additions they made, they should have made a while ago when they still were in the mix. But I think this is going to be tough, especially with LeBron injured.
Totally agree with that point. I mean, they definitely should have made this at least a little bit ago. Is it too late? Who knows? I just think they have to be a little too perfect, and they don't have much luck with injuries this year. I do not think they make the playoffs. So that's what I think. Let's go just real quick. Celtics, back-to-back finals, yes or no? Tatum, Brown look great. Brown's now the map.
Yeah? I'll go yes.
Why not? I mean, Celtics are obviously one of the most complete teams in the NBA. They look amazing.
Best
great
team
coach.
in the East.
Great coaching.
Great roster.
Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. I mean, come on.
You put Al Horford, Robert Williams. They got a great squad.
Even like Pritchard, like their bench pieces, Malcolm Brogdon.
That's a lot of the same team as last year, like mostly the same team.
I think he's over Yeah, no, it pretty much is. They didn't really lose much. I'm going to say no because there's a man in the East. He stays freaky. And his name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is a stud. I think only reason Celtics made it last year is Middleton went down. Middleton's healthy now. Drew Holiday's an elite perimeter defender. And then obviously you got Brooke Lopez, DPOY candidate. And then, oh yeah, the Greek Freak. So I think Bucks take it. They have championship caliber players and experience. What do you think, Celtics? Yes or no?
I don't think they'll make the finals again. I don't know. I also didn't think they were gonna have as good a season as they're having.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay. So if it were to come down to it, who's beating them in the playoffs? Because for me, it's either the Bucks or the Sixers. I think they beat the Sixers, not the Bucks. But that's me.
I mean, it would have to be the Sixers or the Bucks. I see them beating every other team. I see them even beating the Heat. Sixers or Bucks would take them down.
Okay.
Shout out Bucks, 12-game win streak. Crazy.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Their roster's so complete. They're just like the Celtics. They're just crazy. All right, so to go what Kyle was saying, will anyone knock Jokic off the throne for MVP this season? I put down a little notes. I have Tatum, Embiid, and Luka. I think are the clear-cut players that have a chance at even knocking him off, but it doesn't even look like that. All he does is win. He's DJ Khaled. He puts up assists, rebounds, points, and his defense is it's serviceable.
He deserves it. If someone else gets it, it's
because they're bored.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody else gets it,
he's the best player in the
league. It should be Jokic.
Best player in the league. I don't think there's any doubt. So I don't think anyone will knock him off. Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously think anyone can take him off the spot. There's still regular season games to be played. Injuries can happen. I mean, I would hate for that to happen, but obviously a possibility. Tatum's obviously balling out. Embiid's balling out. Luka's balling out. It just matters of how the second half of basketball is going to be played.
If anybody besides Jokic wins MVP, that is an undeserving MVP. Jokic is the best player in the world right now. Hypebeast would love to see someone like Tatum or someone like Luka win it.
Or even Ja.
Yes. They are not the best players in the world. Jokic is the best player in the world. He has the Nuggets at 41-18 with his best other players being Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and other than them, nobody. Like, literally almost nobody besides those three, and those three aren't even amazing supporting cast.
Solid, but it's Jokic that runs the show there.
He's the offense. Without them, they have one of the worst offenses in the league. You can check the advanced stats. They are awful without him on the floor. So I think it's Embiid or Jokic's to win. And yeah, I don't think anyone knocks him off this year, averaging a triple-double. Just want to say that. Last point I want to make, the Kings looking like they will finally break their playoff drought. I want to say the last time they were in the playoffs, I don't think any of us were over the age of 5 or 6. The Seattle Supersonics have won a playoff game more recently than the Sacramento Kings. That is crazy. They haven't been a team for almost 10 years. Or, I'm sorry, almost like 20 years now at this point. It's crazy. So, I think that would be absolutely amazing for the Kings. They actually have some of the best fans in sports right now. Their fans show up and they show out. It's always loud there. The crazy late game situations with them, their fans give their team an advantage. So I would love to see the Kings do it, but do you think they will? 3rd seed in the West, it'd be kind of hard for them to fall out.
All right, so you say 3rd seed in the West. I see the Kings falling out of a playoff spot.
Really?
They have 32 wins at the 3rd seed in the West. The Jazz are the 11th seed in the West at 29 wins. Mm-hmm. And the Lakers are the 13th seed at 27 wins.
It's very tight.
The West, whether you're at the 3 seed in the West or the 11th seed in the West, there's a 3-game differential.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to change a lot. The West playoff picture is going to change a lot. I see teams like the Lakers making a run, and I see teams like the Kings falling out a little bit. I don't think they make the playoffs, and they are definitely not going to maintain a 3 seed.
I just want to say one of those teams that is below them is the Warriors. Curry's coming back soon. There's a bunch of good teams. You got the Clippers. You got the Mavs under them. You got the Suns, obviously. Pelicans, when they get Zion back, they were the 2 seed at one point. Or they were the 1 seed at one point. So I think a lot of things could happen, but I think Kings make it. I think they hold on to like a 7 or 8 seed or get into the play-in and win the game.
I also think they hold on, and I like their players. I like De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes.
Kevin Huerter, he's good.
They got a good roster.
Sabonis, they got a good roster, man. And their coach is good. They got the Warriors' old assistant coach, Mike Brown. He has championship experience, playoff experience. So it'd be fun to see good young team, exciting team, great fans. I would love to see it for the city of Sacramento.
I would love to see Sabonis ball out. And then
yeah, I'm a big Sabonis guy, and Sacramento needs it. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2006. Oh my God.
Show me the sack in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. 2006. All right. That was our NBA segment, All-Star break. Let's hope for a good second half of the season, and thank you for watching the U.